Was batting all that difficult? Were the conditions aiding the bowlers far more than the batters? Or as this score a subpar score by the West Indies cricket team? These are some of the questions that lingers in our minds. As you would have known, West Indies would have been hammered by the English cricket team. They would have been beaten by 7 wickets with 31 balls to spare. And thanks to a captain's knock by Jos Buttler, he would have scored 83 from 45 deliveries, and he was involved in a 129 partnership between him and Will Jack, and that partnership would have come off 72 deliveries. But the question that I want to answer is whether or not the pitch would have aided the bowlers more than the batters, or why is it that batting looks so difficult when the West Indies batsmen, are batting? And to be honest with you, I think the pitch would have been nipping around. There were moistures under the wicket, and it would have aided Saqib Mahmood and Jafra Archer up front. And we would have seen that let me talk about the delivery that would have got Brandon King first. It was a ball that was in the slot to be hit down the ground, but there was a slight nip, when the ball pitched, and that is the reason why that ball ballooned up in the air, because it was at a good length to be hit down the ground, right? And Jafra Archer, we would have seen a Jaffa from Jafra Archer to Evan Lewis. That ball, climbed, it was an unplayable delivery. And so we would have seen that and that is the reason why winning the toss in Kensington at Kensington Oval is so critical, because in the second innings, with the dew factor, and remember it's day and night game, so there will be dew factor, to contend with. And when there is dew, during that time and under the light, we see that the ball tend to come onto the bat better than in the first innings. So winning the toss would have been very critical. And in this series so far, if you notice, every team that would have won the toss, they would have won the match. That's something that we need to take into consideration. And I think what I really want to talk about is West Indies strategy, right? I am not seeing where we have any strategy when we lose wickets in the power play. Do we continue to go hard at the bowling, or do we try to build a partnership, or do we still play with intent, but we be a little more cautious? Sammy need to have that clear in the minds of the players, what we will do when we lose wickets in the power play. Because we would have seen, once we lose wicket up front, we tend to fall apart as a team, right? So we need to rethink or re-strategize, what we plan to do as a team when we lose wicket in the power play. And that's something that we need, going into the next match in St. Lucia. And I just want to look a bit as it relates to St. Lucia. St. Lucia is more of a bouncier pitch. It's more good for batting. And I think we should be going into that match with 3 seam bowlers, right? In order to do well, we need our fast bowlers to be, we need 3 fast bowlers going into that match. But don't want to look ahead too far. I just want to, I just want our team to really rethink in terms of how we're going to play each, aspect of the game. What do we do in the power play? What do we do in the middle overs? What do we do at the end of the overs? We need to have clear strategies. What we will do. We tend to fall apart once we lose wickets in the power play, and that would have happened over 2 consecutive games. And we need to to fix that going into the next match, right? I mean, I think we were outplayed in the 2 T20 so far, but I know the guys will bounce back, and I'm hoping that we will bounce back. We cannot lose the next match, West Indies, because the other 2 matches would be dead rubber. We can't lose the next match. We need to win the next match in St. Lucia. All right. So hope and I wish you guys all the best as you go into that match, and continue to subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next video.